Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading for the sign in the title below because this is a bulk introduction. As ever, there'll be a timestamp down below so that you can watch more than one and get past all my waffle. Because I'd like you to watch your sun, your moon and your rising, especially rising. Sun and rising, most importantly, moon as well, because that can influence sort of the way that you're feeling, the more internal inside stuff. But anyway, on I think it's 30th of June, so Monday, the second of 3 Jupiter Pluto conjunctions go exact. So at the moment Jupiter is retrograde, so it's gone past Pluto, it's coming back again, it's going to go straight past, and then later in the year it's going to go past again and conjoin one last time. So we're in the middle of the story. I've already done the readings because I often think after I go through the zodiac readings, I normally do the intro first, then do the readings, and then I'm like, oh, I want to do an epilogue. I want to do a comment on the themes that I've seen coming out. So I thought, well, why not do the intro second? It's very much we are being tasked to work. We are taking things on board. Our roles are being made clear to us. And when I say that, they're being made clear to us by us or the planets, but it's not like it's getting imposed in from on high. It's all like activating soul contracts and all the hippie stuff, but you know, it's where you feel right, where you have the ability to take power in your own world and just work hard. We are all going to be working the land. Now, just a note, from Aries through till, I didn't realise until Sagittarius, so Aries through Scorpio, I got the houses sort of wrong. So unless you use an equal sign system and your sun, moon or rising sign is 24 degrees or past, where I said the first house, it would, where I said the second house, it would be the first. Where I said the third house, it would be the second, and so on and so forth. But I'm sure there was a reason for it because I sat down and I worked it out, and then somewhere along the line it got mixed up. So ignore what I say about houses in terms of the astrology, but don't ignore it in terms of the reading that I give you, because there will be a reason for it. There will be a reason that, you know, it's either not going to affect the reading at all, or it's going to help me shape the reading that I give to you. As a general reading rules apply. You know, roles can be reversed, timing's hardly absolute, and hey, this one's going to last us till, I think it's either October or December, the next conjunction. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's December. You can ask a question before this reading, so if you want to do that, pause the video, think about all the questions that are around you, be aware of all of them, pick one of them, focus on it to put energy into the process, and hopefully I will return that energy to you. And if I don't, the universe will somehow. I am not going to guarantee that your question gets answered, or that the question you choose is the one that gets answered, because the cards will answer what they want and not necessarily what you and I. So that's why I say be aware of all of the questions. Now, what I am going to do is read the symbols of this degree. So from inside degrees, 24 degrees something is the 25th degree of Capricorn. And in inside degrees, the image is a woman wearing a mask made out of butterfly wings. Now that immediately leads me to, okay, wearing a mask, adopting a role, hiding something, fighting crime, you know, because of course I would think that way. Butterfly wings, transformation, spirituality. You know, it's literally a mask composed of souls, which can be a good thing. I would hope it's a good thing. You know, it's like taking on board the qualities and the duties and responsibilities of civil rights campaigners who passed before us, or environmental activists who passed before us, whoever. So, a woman wearing a mask made out of butterfly wings, wrapped about in customary trappings, made to look and act the part superbly, programmed to do everything on cue. Taking yourself in hand and subordinating all other factors to ambition, power and worldly position, in a premeditated, systematic, super-orderly fashion, fitting the role. So good at this you fool yourself. The perfect wraparound setup of simply turning yourself into what everyone needs to see. There's definitely two ways you can interpret all of this. The perfect wraparound setup of simply turning yourself in is what everyone sees, yeah. But because there is so much manipulation and control in it, this can become highly corrupted. It all depends on the motivation. At best, you will become a viable role model for a given set of characteristics of an advanced kind to be embodied perfectly. But at worst, you will deceive and beguile and manoeuvre so smoothly that no one will know who you serve, who your master is, and where this all comes from at all. Now, Astrotheme says it is in an amphitheatre, an arrow is shot by an invisible hand. So it's taking aim, practice. It's the manoeuvring of spirit in your life. I could waffle for ages, especially that mask one. There is an element of fake it till you make it. There is an element of do not deceive yourself. There is an element of I can see that this needs to be done, and I can see that this is the person I need to be in order to get it done. So have a look at each reading, see what you think. Obviously, I'm going to ask you to like the videos if you do like them. Subscribe if you like what you see, because the subscribes and the like buttons really do help the video and the channel irrespectively, sorry. And comment, because it's always good to receive your feedback. Sometimes YouTube is a bit slow to alerting me that I have the comments, but you know, I will get back to you sometimes as late as 3 weeks later, but I try to do it quicker than that. I really do. But in the meantime, I think that's everything I've got to say. Oh yes, down below, details about the reading, obviously, details of how to contact me, and a link to a Facebook group where I post these videos and the astrology videos I watch, and various other things that I find of interest. So I don't really use the community tab, but one thing I would ask with this one also, I'm thinking about starting to do live streams, so let me know if you're interested in that. And obviously I'm still working on, although I haven't done any for a week or so, Chinese and Western zodiac combinations. So again, comment and let me know if there's any I need to put on my list. All right, I'll bring up the cards. And welcome Aquarius rising and Aquarius moon after the timestamp if you've just joined us. And if you are Aquarius rising, this is occurring in your 12th house, and this is actually occurring in your 12th house whole sign. Of course, if you're later degrees of Aquarius, that would be 11th house equal sign. Now I see that you are working with a decision about whether to act or not, because you know that your actions will be quite definite, quite defined, quite have an everlasting effect if you act. We have the King of Wands starting at the start of this reading. As you know, that's my favourite card. And this King of Wands is very, very capable and very strong, very practical, and has the ability to bring things into being if he sees it as necessary, but he has learnt the restraint of just because he can act does not necessarily mean he should, because I believe there is something that you are wanting to preserve, some form of dream or ideal or even love that you are trying to preserve that is being interfered with by someone quite nasty, or you know, bad messages, bad vibes, interfering. They may be young. I forget what the astrological association to the Page of Swords is off the top of my head, but it's the Page of Swords can be the cyber stalker card, for example, and I do feel that there's a I would suggest that it's better to not take action against this person, to stand back. Because at the bottom row here, we have Four of Swords starting it and Four of Swords ending it. And all the way through here, there's a new beginning. So even though this person's influence may be negative, it's sort of looking to me more like, let it happen. Which is not what I would normally say. This is why I'm sounding so questioning, because this is not what I'd normally say. But it's almost as if let it happen because it unveils another layer to your dream or to your love, to your passion, to your ethos. It unveils another layer to it as the events unfold. This is not where I thought this reading was going to go when I first looked at the cards. But I don't like this Page of Swords. They may be malicious or malevolent. They may not be. They might just be interfering. Or they might just be so wrapped up in their own stuff that they cannot see what they are doing. And you have the ability and the power to go, no, stop. But what I am seeing from this Page of Swords card, as negative as this influence is, we're straight down here, we're going to the Sun, which is clarifying the Ace of Cups card. So that's an even more oomph being given to that Ace of Cups, to the dream, to the love. More growth, definitely new growth, change. This is a Death card. And carrying on along that line, it's about working within yourself, which creates the change. Empress here. And right underneath Ace of Cups, Sun and Death, we have the Temperance card. So it's almost like there is an urge. I get it. You couldn't get a more descriptive either or here. Knight of Wands and Ace of Wands saying surge ahead. Justice and the Two of Swords together. There's something that you're possibly not seeing, so you need to look within and wait for you to see whatever it is. Act with balance, even though this Page of Swords character, bear in mind this could be male or female. It could also be it could also represent all social media and the meh on Facebook, you know what I mean? But I think it's a bit more consequential than comments on a Facebook page. But hey, everyone has different priorities. I know I've got into rows over comments on Facebook pages. Or rather, I've started rows in reaction to comments on Facebook pages. Let's put it that way. So there's my... What was the phrase? In the interests of transparency. But I honestly think that the effect of what they do in the long term is to your benefit, because it creates such a change. And this is with the Sun card here, it's the positive change. Remember, this is the happy, happy, joy, joy card. And especially this solar deity card with the Pegasus right in front of it. There's that whole spiritual aspect of, yeah, maybe you are turning the other cheek, but it's for a good reason, because we have Death card going on to the Alchemy card, which again, death, and things get changed so much by the influence of this Page of Swords that you get a chance to rewrite the script. That's what I should call the reading, if I remember. You get a chance to rewrite the script. We have here, though, the Devil card. So yeah, you get a chance to rewrite the script. And here's a window of opportunity opening for you, either to make things really, really positive or really self-limiting. And I feel that the act of retaliation, or the trying to put a stop to something, is what's the limiting here. Because with this Devil card, I clarified it from the Demon Possessed Tarot with 9 of Cups. And what that's telling me is, be careful what you wish for, obviously, Devil, 9 of Cups. But the other thing with Forrest, who is on the 9 of Cups here, is helps one to be intelligent and long-lived. So you can steer this change, but you can steer this change better by standing back and observing and looking within, than you can by reacting and taking the action. Just because you have the power, just because you can, does not mean you should. As is something that we've certainly in Britain, we've heard that plenty on the news recently. But there is that urge to surge forward, but you've got to surge forward with balance, being fair. And I don't think you will be disposed to be fair to this person here. But on the bottom of the deck, circumstances are going to change fast. So whenever whoever it is, their influence starts, it's not that they are making trouble for you, although they might be, but it's that their influence is making trouble for you. When that happens, circumstances will be changing fast, and that's a lot of that is around you, and it's a conflict that you can choose. That do you really want to get involved or not? Because not everything that you're seeing is exactly what you think it is. 2 of Swords, Hanging Man on the bottom of the deck. Right now, things aren't exactly as you think they are. There's things that look weird. There's things that are delayed. There's things that just aren't quite clicking into place or clicking into your awareness correctly. And again, the answer with this is look within. We've got the Page of Swords here, but he seems, his nature at the bottom, he is creating a new beginning for you. Page of Swords, the Fool, and again, 4 of Swords. So the Fool is that new beginning, as is this Death card, this Death card. You know, there's somehow he is opening the door. His negative influence is opening the doorway to you, for you to enhance your love, enhance your dream, enhance your passion, bring it through into the world. But you have to keep, one, you have to keep your ear to the ground, and you have to make the decision, do you cut them off, cut them out, cut it dead, or do you not? And my urge from these cards is to be honest, stand back, look within, and let events play out as they will. Obviously, stand up for yourself, i.e. if other people are under these misapprehensions, then no, say, hang on a minute, that is not the case. But remember, even if you are telling the truth, they have no duty to believe you. So, and they either will believe you or they won't. You know, there's, but you can't influence whether they believe you or not either way. You know, there's certainly in today's society, even the added evidence of facts will make no difference whatsoever. You know, if they've made their mind up, they've made their mind up. let those events play out, because you end up in a better place for it. But you will be ending up... No, I don't want to say alone. I want to say having solitary time and recuperating. It's like here, this particular Four of Swords, it's almost like Snow White in her... No, not Snow White. Who was the one in the glass coffin thing? Was that Snow White or Sleeping Beauty? Probably both of them. Or like a Time Lord awaiting for their regeneration and just taking a moment first. She will rise from there, and she will rise a transformed person, as seen by these two death cards here. So, and this Fool card. So I would say that let events play out as they will. Maybe don't take the dramatic action just because you can, because this Master of Moons here, this represents, this is Paracelsus, but it represents honesty and integrity and sticking to your guns, sticking to your honesty, sticking to your own integrity. Now, if you are confused about something and reacting to messages, if you are blind to something, then how you think you're acting to your honesty, integrity, might not in the long run be acting to your honesty and integrity. So that's why I say, like, take a breath before every action, because the world's changing fast around you. So what is appropriate at 5:30 may not be appropriate at 6 o'clock, because the world's changing that fast. Be careful what you wish for here. There's an element of surrender, let the universe do what it's going to do. You've got a lot of you've got a lot of major arcana, 2 death cards, the Sun, the Devil, and the Court cards, Kings here. Obviously the Kings is more your motivation, but again, both of them are... This Master of Orbs especially is just studying and waiting, because there's all this information coming out of the Page of Swords, and some of it's right and some of it's wrong and some of it's nonsense, and some of it's malicious and some of it's innocent misunderstanding. But there's someone here they're very passionate about whatever it is they're being very passionate about, and you are getting caught in the crossfire, or you are getting caught in the effects of their actions. It doesn't mean they're wrong. I mean, I don't think they're right, but give them the benefit of the doubt and just stand back and let those changes unfold. That is an interesting one, isn't it? So it's almost like the lesson here for you is that standing firm in your own power, but standing firm in your own stillness, and standing firm in your own transformation, your own death and resurrection. That's actually quite beautiful, but it's going to feel really frustrating while it's going on. So good luck, Aquarius. Right. I've given you the like, share, subscribe speech, no doubt. So, yeah, your next reading will be your monthlies. See you soon.